Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. It's going. It's going. Science at about 89 per minute right now. That's pretty decent. We do have a lot more science to get through here, but it's also kind of getting there. Like 9,000. We're doing 90 per minute. That is 100 minutes. That's not even really bad. Just kind of keep having it go here. As long as we're not having any obvious shortages of things. Or other problems. Power is doing okay. It's also nice to check on the power when the solar panels are off. It's just a little bit more that it's trying to do. Just from the steam engines. That's okay. Robots are doing their best. Eggs are getting duplicated. Nutrients being made. Well enough, at least. I also have all the other ones also making more. One thing we do want to have more made of, though, is just things here. In terms of actual production of things that aren't science, kind of limited currently. We got some carbon fiber being made. Could turn that into other things. Got a few things we're going to be making and researching on that front. Well, one thing we really would like to have more of is just some circuits. Try to just handcraft a bunch of things. Just need a whole bunch of advanced circuits. Currently, we are not really making those. So that's something we could improve here. If we just make a bunch more regular electronic circuits here. I just want to move the rocket silo here. Anything in here? Nothing specific. Move that out of the way. Also get rid of this mess. We do have the remnants of boxes and stuff that we can get rid of. It's also an option. Our personal robots can deal with that. That's nice. Okay. In terms of getting things onto places, if we start making more stuff here, we only have the one side of the belts of things, so technically might need more. Just ore production here too. Just have to wait for all the bacteria to die here. And this is all going nicely here too. You see that all of them are going by the buildings moving, which is nice. Okay. So we want to make advanced circuits. We need the plastic up there too. We're probably just increasing electronic circuit production. Let's have these boxes here, which are just filling up with the iron and copper. Whether or not that's super necessary. Let's make a quick old blueprint of these guys here. And hand out some of those. It's close enough. Make a few more. Then finish up the connections with more belts as necessary. Get the iron up, get the copper up, and it starts making stuff. Not like we need a huge amount of anything, because we're not currently trying to produce like a bunch of stuff to cover the whole planet and things. Currently this is about as much as we need. Let's take a look at the macro production. It's doing great. Everything's going. Making enough mash. And the jelly nuts are also getting where they need to be. If we increase much more, we would need to put in more labs and stuff, so that's about where we want to be. 100? It fluctuates a little bit, but good enough. Good enough. Okay. They only have typically the copper and the iron on one side of the belt here. Not producing nearly enough to warrant more than that, really. So that's okay. Then let's actually make some advanced circuits. We only have the copper on this side, so could have that loop around. Don't really specifically need the electronic circuits for anything else either. We got the singular processing unit maker down here. It's doing its best. It's doing good enough. I could probably just put the rocket silo down outside here. Doesn't specifically need to be anywhere in particular. Rocket silo. Just need to get, I think, 2 rockets worth would be plenty. Just dumping some stuff in here. Got some extra seeds. Throw those away. Or you can put them in a box and they'll get sent over there. We do more than 20 starter seeds. It's also technically an option. It's fine either way. It's 37. How many spaces do we have for seeds here? It's pretty much on a 7x7 grid. So it's like 49, but minus a few, so like 40's enough. Then realistically, we'd want a nice backup supply of the Yamako seeds too. 55 in here already. 378 in here. Yeah, that's plenty. Producing more seeds than we use, which is nice. As long as the stuff doesn't spoil. Some of it is. All these are getting down there. And that's going to lead to... Well, if we only have the one side of the Yamako, this would be leading to this box emptying out and all the Yamako going in here and only being made stuff here. So it needs nutrients. It's bringing in some really low quality nutrients. And then they immediately spoil and need to get replaced by new nutrients. It's not ideal. It's all working-ish. As long as the eggs don't hatch. That's the main problem. Yeah. Back to what we were doing. Just need to keep on making sure things are working here. With all the spoilage and stuff, it's a pretty volatile system, honestly. Man, let's make some advanced circuits, shall we? Get the electronic circuits here. Get the copper cables. Let's have the copper continue. Make a few more just regular old cable makers. You can just put the cables into it. Also an option. Move these around slightly. Whether or not this is enough electronic circuits is also a question. It's probably fine. Also need plastic. Get some space here. There you go. And takes 6 seconds. Copper cable. Bring the copper around to the side too. If we want to make more stuff, we also need to make more of the assembly machines, which is not the best currently. And that takes a lot of stuff to make the highest tier assembly machines. Also, something we need is going to be more. Slight problem with this idea. Let's just put it down there. Yeah, we're going to need more inserters. We can make more inserters. Another thing we could automate here. Do we even need to, though? The limiting factor here is not the same. Okay. So we get a long hand of the electronic circuits into here. We're just going to put the advanced circuits on the same belt because that's how we've done things here. It's not perfect, obviously. It's fine though. And then we'll get some plastic. in this side. Should be great. There's nowhere to put any power poles here. Okay. This could be solved with undergrounds, which is not ideal. We need to go make some undergrounds. Let's need to get some plastic up here. Plastic is currently in this box. And it's definitely something. We put this like this. It does not quite reach that far. Okay. Some way to loop this out of here. We could technically use the robots, move plastic somewhere else. Don't want to do that. I want to do here. Move the radar. Power pole. Gets us to here. Is that better? Is that worse? Let's have this whole setup here for engine stuff. I don't know if that's really necessary. There's increasing to the belts stuff. It's fun. Okay. Plastic, you can go into here. Figure out something. Figure out something you can do. Let's see. We had some underground stuff might not be a... But just a big ol' gear making system. That would help with this process here. Let's take when we have gears here. Gearbox. How would you like to make some gears? It does need some iron now. There you go. Also make sure the boxes don't get full. That'll also make a mess of the reaction down here too. Okay, we got a few more undergrounds here. We'll do something weird like that. That works. This is definitely a system here. Underground to here, side underground to here. How do we only have one underground? That's the most annoying thing. I'm gonna put that over here. It's mystery. It's mysterious. Okay. Another underground. Yeah, we're gonna need more undergrounds then. Gear maker, you making me some gears? Thank you. More undergrounds. That's alright. That'll keep us making some more belts here too. That'll work. Yeah. That makes the regular undergrounds. We're good. Okay. Goes under to here. And then this box here also needs an underground. Okay. There's got all the regular belts here too, which is nice. The thing is, for the underground belts, they don't actually use the fast version for the fast undergrounds. So having a whole bunch of regular fast transfer belts doesn't really help with the underground portion. It's something though. Let's go. So here is plastic. There you go. We need just more iron. I just need more iron. It's more gears, really. And more iron. Okay. You make some more of those. Anything else we need good numbers of? More inserters. Can never have too many inserters. It's about making stuff. Okay. It's gonna end up bringing these down this way, which also technically will work for this. Just want to keep on making more processing units. Put them in this box. Next here is requesting other things it doesn't have. That's alright. Really more want the advanced circuits and the processing units, really. Look at some of them down there. Input priority, filter. Is that the filter? Which way would it go, filter? How does this work exactly? Filter electronic circuits. Upper priority, left side? Yep, okay. That should, in theory, work. But only those will go that way. So novice, that's fine. Then we'll get some advanced circuits over here. Put those in a box. Power for that. There you go. Alright. I need to actually connect up power for all this. Put the undergrounds in iron over here. That'd be the better spots for it. Just make that work here. Something like that. Power, power, power. There you go. And these need to actually be making the wire, of course. That would help. Copper cable. Oh, wow. We'll see if that's just using up pretty much all of the supply of ores and stuff. There's some advanced circuits. Very nice. Okay. All this carbon fiber. Do something with that. What I want to try to make is some of these new stack inserters. These do use the processing units, so I guess we do kind of need to make a whole bunch of those if we want to make any of these. Stack inserters. Rocket capacity 50. Okay. We still need some of these. I feel like half of them. Filter off. Just go both ways. And that'll make processing units. Okay. Good enough of the processing units and structures to fill up the rocket here for these two. If we're going to be making more things, we kind of need the additional rocket spots. If we're going to be launching a whole bunch of stack inserters or something. It's going to be more of a testing phase right now than anything. So we have some more rocket fuel. Oh, the rocket fuel maker is almost out of rocket fuel. That's a slight problem. That's a slight problem, that's what that is. On the way, much jelly. We need to request more jelly in this box in order to keep rocket fuel production going. It's a pretty big concern. More jelly coming over here. Because we need the rocket fuel for powering everything. That is highly necessary. It's good we caught that. Power spirals are never a good time. Not a good thing to be dealing with. Make that rocket fuel. It's bringing in the jelly. Just about fast enough. Alright. Well, that solves that. We don't have enough rocket fuel to immediately put that into making rockets right now. It's alright. There's some other things. We're a little bit low on low density structures. Let's put stuff in here to potentially put in here. There you go. Okay. That's gonna use more jelly, which is alright. How many? Very, very few are into there. Okay. New problem, a complete lack of copper, which I guess can't be too surprising here, is it? So it's going to make electronic circuits, filling up the processing unit maker until it's backed up from not having any advanced circuits. Also, half of them are going in this box. It's not super ideal. You can just put some advanced circuits in there. That's going to be okay. Get out the copper taker here. Let all the copper flow towards production. That's the idea, at least. Let's gonna make a few more electronic circuits. A few more cables here. Not very many, though. If we really wanted to have a significant production facility here, we would need a lot more of the bacteria cultivators going. As it currently stands, not doing a huge amount, is it? Power's doing decent. It's getting up there. And jelly's being made. It's being taken. Boxes aren't empty by any means, so it's still going. Things are stacking on the belts here. Look at those. Things are getting stacked just from here. Just going so quickly, it's stacking up the stone from the big mining drills here. Stacking on the belts. Pretty cool. I don't think that I'm not sure if the regular hands can put things on the belt multiple times. At least test it. What are these doing for requesting spoilage? Could do with more. Like a couple steel chests for spoilage storage. Go here. I'm still asking for some. I'm still asking for some. Go. That'll work. Kinda. Just keep on getting all the spoilage removed. We got them all in requester chests. As long as they keep on getting moved into new requester chests. Reminder chests, requester chests. Yep. Just need to keep getting the spoilage out of the system, essentially. Keeps working. Some more gears, it's also nice. Okay. So, one more regular belt here. Got here. Alright. So this is now making a handful of advanced circuits here, so that's nice. Technically doing something. If we want to actually make large quantities of processing units, kind of do need just more copper. So I'm stacking these. Oh, it all can stack. Let's grab the stuff. Maybe we can make one of these. Pressing carbon fiber and jelly. Jelly and its spoiling time. It's obviously the main problem with that idea. Got some carbon fiber. A bulk inserter. Let's make a couple of those. Got the advanced circuits and everything, so that just kind of goes. That's nice. Just need like 50 jelly. Got it from a jelly section here. Make some stack inserters. Brilliant stuff. Put the jelly back. And go be brought places. Okay. Let's do some actual stack inserter stuff here. So we just have some boxes. Just get regular boxes so it doesn't try to take it and put things anywhere. Just get some spoilage in here. We have fast inserters. Moves it around. Pretty good. Got bulk inserters. A couple of those. It moves more of them. They're all still on piles like that. Let's see, it's closer together or something. But then we have stack inserters. Capable of filling transfer belts in layers. Hand stack size 5 plus 11. Other sizes we have hand size 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 on that. The bulk inserters are 1 plus 11. These are 5 plus 11. At the same fast inserter rotation speed. Okay. Also, a little bit more energy intensive. Not too surprising. So these are moving more in a stack. Look at that. Also increasing transfer belt capacity even higher. We'll be able to get even more going. back the other way to move it this way. Look at the amount that's grabbing. Very quickly getting through the stacks here. There's only one, it's only on one side, it's less than half. So with the increased size of the belts and the stacks and stuff, you could definitely get a lot moving here. Would have to all be with stack inserters though, because the other ones don't stack. With the transport belt here. Non-bulk inserter capacity +1. So it's just increased inserter capacity even without the stack bonuses. But still something. I don't know if we want to bring these. In very specific instances, this would be a pretty cool thing to have. Whether or not we want to try to make a whole bunch of those. Again, it's going to need many more circuits. Again, kind of just an easier idea to just ship in everything that isn't the specialty stuff instead of trying to set up actual production here. It's already big enough a mess as it is. How's everything going? Monitoring. Rocket fuel is going up, which is good. It's good to see. And it keeps going because we will need some more rocket fuel to actually get out of here. Eggs. No. In any danger of hatching here. Getting enough nutrients to keep making them. Okay. That's okay. There's a few other things we can do with more of this carbon fiber. But since we needed the jelly also with it, it's less advantageous to try to send out a bunch of carbon fiber currently. That's alright. One thing we could consider, possibly making more rocket fuel. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. This is a jelly lubricant guy. Output is full. This guy ask him for a bunch of jelly. We can use the lubricant for anything. Where's this going? Making some engines. That's fine. Okay. Then we could do with some more rocket fuel. Just to keep things moving here. Do we have the jelly capacity? Looking like yes. We do make more jelly per production. It's 4 jelly. Over here it's only, I think it's 2 mush. So, yep. So having twice the Yamako production compared to jelly nut production. As long as everything's similar amounts of usage, I guess. Seems to be okay. Robots are doing fine. Power's doing fine. Seems okay. Okay. Could do with more rocket fuel. So I think we will. Let's get that all set up here. We have a few extra biochambers ready. Put one here. Gonna need a Quester chest. Gonna need a binder chest. Put it anywhere. Guess we'll give a separate chest for that too. Just to make sure we just have a nice area full of rocket fuel and no other obvious problems. There. We need... How does it feel like the 200 jelly is going? Seems decent. We will request in here 200 jelly and 25 nutrients. 200 might be a little bit high. We're at 100. Let's see how it goes. Because it needs to also account for... Yeah, it also needs to... 100's not quite enough. It also needs to account for the robot flying times. Also needs Bioflux. Which you also need to be aware of. We request more Bioflux. It's going to also deal with that. Also needs water. A water pipe over here. That. Oh, we got a water pipe right here too. Again, how do we have 1/2 of an underground of a thing? We're putting partial underground places. It's kind of awkward. Alright. Flex. Jelly. Water. Nutrients. Rocket fuel from jelly. There you go. I'll request more jelly. It's like 200. It's fine. He gets through it. It's working. And then... Right. These are all going with their 1 minute life. Freshness. Copper's getting all taken out. Ore production seems to be about as much as it can handle. Let's go do it with more furnaces, looks like. And it's about there. It's not getting completely filled by any means. Let's go in. More iron ore. Alright. Iron ore is still mostly getting put in these boxes, so technically that's about empty. Anything else we can make with a whole bunch of iron that we really care about? Not really. Some iron and put in more boxes here. Or we just turn it all off. It's also an option. Plus they're also kind of filled with ores and such. That's alright. It's going. We do have these copper plate boxes over here, also doing good. This is doing output's full, output full. Yeah. It's working. It's working. Okay. That was the new rocket fuel guy going. Making some rocket fuel. Living the dream. Perfect. And that'll allow us to get the rockets more ready. As it currently stands, with our current production, probably only going to worry about launching ourselves and our other set of power armor. In order to actually make much use of the stack inserters, we really need to have an entire thing with just many stack inserters. We'll probably take stuff off of stacks without stack inserters. So that would be a benefit. Like a lot of things here, we need to kind of redesign things to make use of these advanced technologies. It's an option, though. It's an option. Okay. Let's go in. There's plenty of processing units in that. A few more rocket fuel to get this full 200% here, but that's in progress. How many here? Next is at about 6.4k. Still going at about 90. These are definitely doing fine. Take many more eggs and keep going. So that's not a limiting factor currently. Some more stuff in here is being made. Get some more advanced circuits for personal use. Love it. How many of these we make? A few more fast transport belts. That's alright. A few more things here. Also not sending the blueprint books between places. We use so many just unique blueprints for things, it's probably not really worth worrying about. Stuff like just circuits and things we definitely could use same blueprints for, but for the most part, it's fine. Okay. So for this, 8 more minutes. Anything else I want to do? We can increase the carbon fiber box here, because why not? some more carbon fiber, if we ever decide we want to make use of it. Also here making, that's interesting, that's carbon. Just burning more stuff here, that's fine. Isn't getting as much spoilage. This box isn't asking for as much spoilage. That's for 3,000. Spoilage. On the way, 0. Electric storage, -2. It tries its best. It's got competition from all the other get the spoilage out of the system requester boxes. It's getting there. Made a few more processing units here. It's not bad. Do we need to? Yeah, depends what we're trying to do, I guess. A couple other things that we could potentially need more of those for. Not the worst idea. Let's take a look at how things are going in other places here. We've launched all of the other kinds of rocks into space. Got 8,000 space science here. Let's make progress. Keeps on grabbing a few more rocks as it blasts stuff. Ammo line is looking great. That's all working out nicely. Power's ready. Volcanus is doing almost nothing. That's all accomplished what it's trying to do. And or is out of things. It's not making more of these, so it's not making more iron, so it's not making more rocks, so it's not smelting the rocks, so it's not getting more concrete, so it's not making more boundaries over here. A novice, everything else is pretty much quiet too. Laser turrets attacking every once in a while to attack things. Power's doing perfectly fine. Nuclear situation is working. Full stuff. Looking good. Empty bits. Getting there. Okay. It's processing things correctly. It all seems to be working out. Really trying to keep everything moving at the same time would be a significant difficulty. And then also adding in more space platforms, moving all the things around different places. Oh boy. If we're gonna have just one base making all the end product stuff, it would almost be easier to have it here to be able to easily deal with all of the spoilage situations. It's trying to ship all the stuff to actually make that anywhere else would be a bigger problem, I feel. But here we don't have as easy production of the just iron and copper, which would be an obvious main concern. We just have to continually increase things with the power chambers, the bacteria here. It's doing about enough to get this kind of going. Not really, though. If we wanted to actually have large amounts of production, like we have over here on Novice, when this gets going, it really gets going. And all these, or at least a good number of these furnaces, all these different full express transport belts worth of stuff. Let's have to remember we also do have the turbo transport belts. We want to try to ship around some tungsten or something. It would probably be a case-by-case basis whether it's worth it to try to produce things on their specific planet or send the extra bits. Here's some interesting. Turbo transport belt recipe, crafting surface conditions, crafted only there. I guess that kind of answers that question, doesn't it? For specific things, they can really only be crafted where they can be crafted. Crafting surface conditions. Lots of stuff can be made anywhere. In order to make the turbo transport belts, it needs to be in a foundry on that planet. Because of the pressure requirement. Okay. How much faster is that? Belt speed 45 items per second. Belt speed 60 items per second. And then you can only put 50 in each rocket. If I wanted to bring thousands of turbo transport belts places, that would take a lot of rockets. The maximum level of productivity here would require a lot of stuff. That's also just huge piles of resources going into launching all the rockets. And probably having multiple launch rocket silos too. What's happening to that kind of... Yeah. Crafted... Yep, the artificial immaculate soil can only be crafted here, which makes sense. There's stuff we got there. Our stuff is only available in certain spaces. Boxes can only be crafted when you have good enough gravity. Pressure requirements can be made in foundries in other places, but this one's again a link there. What do we got here? Other options. Some electricity. The stack inserters appear to be able to be crafted anywhere, but obviously the jelly portion is a problem. Could technically send the jelly nuts and then try to process them, then get the jelly out of that. That's an idea, but I don't know if that's the best idea. Easiest to just make it here, where the jelly is just being made. It's flowing freely. These can just be made anywhere. Casting of stuff requires the molten stuff, which either requires bringing calcite or other things. We can do some new asteroid stuff to get calcite and that kind of stuff out of it, so technically that's available just from space, kinda. That also has to deal with the amount of asteroids coming in and that kind of processing. It's another thing to consider. Rail ramp requires better gravity to make. Surface conditions for making rail stuff. Modems, cousins. Seems fine. You can have to construct them in reasonable gravity, but potentially put them down places with less, maybe. More box creation requirements. The roboports have a pressure construction requirement. Fascinating. Electricity, display panels, various bricks can just kind of be made everywhere. These can only be made here. Cliff explosives are fine. Pressure required for boilers. Consumes fuel, that's fine. You can make that anywhere. For all the nuclear stuff. Of course, actually making nuclear stuff assumes that you have uranium or are sending the fuel to actually power the nuclear reactors. Easier said than done in certain locations. Need pressure for the mining drills. Burner ones, not the electric ones. Big mining drills need the pressure of other planets, so I have to make them there. And then rocket capacity, we already sent quite a few up with us if we wanted to mine a bunch of stuff. 20 big mining drills. Need some pressure to make a stone furnace, a steel furnace, but not an electric furnace. Foundries have to be made there. So we're definitely decreasing the amount of things that we would be able to just send a whole bunch of the raw resource to a different planet. So realistically, it looks like we would need to set up complete systems on each planet in order to actually keep making things and send them around. If we wanted to have a whole bunch of extra ones. Look at this, look at this. The agricultural tower is on 2 planets, because we can also use that for trees on Novice, so that's fine. And biochambers. Biochambers can only be crafted here, which is fair. I should send pentapod eggs. What if the pentapod eggs would spoil and grow into guys just in space? Is that a survivable planet for those squishy guys? Oh, goodness. That can only be made here. Crafting surface conditions. Assembly machines. Here's the assembly machine 3s if we wanted to make some of these. We need speed modules for that. Oil refineries are fine. Chemical plants anywhere. Centrifuges. Labs anywhere. A lightning rod, which is for the next planet, requires a big magnetic field, which is not here. And then a heating tower recipe. Generate heat from chemical fuels with very high efficiency. Does not stop burning at maximum temperature. Has interconnected heat pipes, which can be used for steam power or to prevent freezing. Conditions just has to have reasonable pressure. Again, that's going to be in a later place. Beacons are fine. Modules are fine. Are all the modules fine? This uses tungsten, but it can be crafted anywhere, it looks like. So technically for the speed module 3s, we could send tungsten. That would do something. The efficiency module 3s, we could send spoilage, which is easy enough, I suppose. We don't have the productivity module 3s, that's for me, the next planet. And then quality modules. That's another system we haven't really dealt with. There's a lot of stuff in here. You can get as complicated as you want it to be. We're just flowing with it right now. Yeah, quality. Make things even better. For oil-based stuff, it's in refineries. Everything's fine. Can also be made in biochambers for cracking. We're working on researching the thing to, I think we did have the coal synthesis. So we could do the coal, and then do the coal liquefaction, and then crack the oil here. All from that whole system. We can do all the heavy fuels here too, solid fuels. So we could do the carbon to coal synthesis. I guess we get the carbon from burning the spoilage. Burn the spoilage to make carbon. Then coal synthesis to get coal. And then coal liquefaction to get heavy oil. And steam. Simple coal liquefaction. And calcite can't do that. But we need to bring the steam to get more of that. To make more steam to make more of that. And take some of the oils and crack them or whatever. Make some solid fuel from them. Probably crack it to light oil and then make solid fuel. And then we could burn that instead of rocket fuel in all of our furnaces. Boilers powered by rocket fuel. That's what we're currently doing. And then we could just make the lubricant from the heavy oil instead of from the jelly. Whether or not that's actually worth it, going through all those extra steps, when it's currently already working. Make sulfuric acid in a cryogenic plant. Not quite there yet. Acid neutralization only works on that planet. Steam condensation would work. Ice melting works. And just make regular stuff in the regular furnaces. Plastic in the chemical or cryogenic plants. Don't have any cryogenic plants. We're not quite there yet. It's a different place. Batteries, explosives, just carbon from coal and sulfuric acid. We could take the spoilage, burn it into carbon into coal with the coal synthesis, and turn the coal back into carbon. Doesn't look like that'd be a very effective method here. It takes 5 carbon to make a coal, and then 2 coal to make a carbon. So, that's not a silly resource loop or anything. Gears, sticks, cables, barrels, circuits pretty much everywhere, engines. Find out about frames work, low density structures, rocket fuel, uranium, base things, yep. Molten stuff can be made only in the foundries. So just anywhere you can put down a foundry, which is anywhere, I think. But then you would actually need to supply the calcite portion. Or make the molten stuff and then forge it like that. Does have the benefit of the extra productivity, so that's an idea. If you want to deal with all that. Foundry stuff. Can make the tungsten carbide places if you have the carbon and the tungsten ore that you brought there. But then you need to have the other conditions to actually use the tungsten for a lot of things, so probably not really worth sending that for most things. Echo. The spoilage is definitely the main concern with a lot of these. Could technically make a bunch of these in places, but then it would just spoil and you're out of the ingredients pretty quick. The pentapod egg production has to be here, which makes sense. That's where they're from. Iron bacteria also needs to be here. Even just turning the mush into the bacteria needs to have the correct pressure. And the cultivation also. Okay. Other stuff you can technically do other places. It's not any specific requirements. But, yeah. If you bring them somewhere, you technically can make it, but probably be easier to just make it into, like, Bioflex here, specifically for a lot of things. Because then you got the nice 2-hour spoiling time, which is a lot better. That. Would have to bring the mash to make the carbon fiber. Not really. Wood processing can only go in the place where there's trees. Fish, also only where there's fish. Turn them to that, though. All the different sciences. Let's see if there's any situations with these. Space science can only be crafted in 0 gravity. Metallurgic science can only be crafted with that high pressure. Agricultural science can only be made with the medium pressure. So yeah, the sciences have to be made where they're made. Just makes sense. We need some pressure to make a rocket silo. Some gravity to make a cargo landing pad. So there's something else that's fine. Surface. Asteroid collectors can only be constructed there. We've been looking at some construction requirements instead of just creation requirements. That's something to consider. Construction surface, not crafting surface. Because these here have crafting surface conditions, not building surface conditions. I mean, if anything was just a recipe, obviously more of that. Construction surface requirements are here. That's where you can construct it. What else we got like that? Crafting here. Construction here. Asteroid stuff. I mean, technically you could probably drop the chunks or move them around, but the rocket... The stack size is 1 and the rocket capacity is 10. So probably not really what you want to do, trying to move chunks around. Advanced stuff, where you can get copper, iron, carbon, sulfur, ice, and calcite. So there's that. Thruster fuel, advanced thruster fuel. 1 calcite produces 1.5k thruster fuel instead of 75 from this. My goodness. There's a lot more water, too. So more water and calcite. More water and calcite. That's got crafting conditions, okay. We got in the guns department. Any requirements here? We got effect conditions here, too. They explode and stuff, yeah. Rockets, explosive rockets, atomic bombs, capture bombs, flamethrower ammo, various grenades, the robots, the armors, power armor Mark II, speed efficient load on structures and everything. That's what we have. Power from solar required based on where you are solar-wise. Store stuff, store energy, belt immunity. Placing an equipment grade consumes energy, etc., etc. It's a turret with effects, and placements, and consumption of power. Walls anywhere. Radars use energy. Landmines. I don't really use any landmines. It's something. Throw turret, artillery turret. Rocket turret can be made anywhere. We just need to ship the carbon fiber. Okay. Yeah, just to compare this compared to just anything here. If we want to send rocket turrets, we could send 10 of them per rocket to go bring them anywhere else. And that would use up 200 carbon fiber. So if instead of doing that, we sent the carbon fiber, how would that go? Rocket capacity 500. So we could send carbon fiber and then turn that into, say, the rocket turrets when it gets there. That's the only other complicated thing it requires. It's just steel, gears, processing units, and rocket launchers. Which is just regular stuff. So in that situation, it'd be better to send the carbon fiber places than make rocket turrets and then ship rocket turrets. Also got the Spidertron coming over here. What will that be? That takes a fish, so we'd have to have a fish. Also uses the rocket turrets, portable fission reactors, exoskeletons, and radars. Well, that is a lot. Again, it's only 20 carbon fiber. The rest of the stuff all can be gotten on Novice easily. We just need some carbon fiber. That's good. And none of the rockets required anything special, didn't it? What kind of rockets are we gonna do? Those explosive rockets? That's just explosives and iron and more explosives. Would not want to build quadruple wield atomic bombs or anything. So explosive rockets would be simple to deal with. I think we might just send up a rocket full of carbon fiber. It'd be decent. Okay, we're gonna need one more rocket worth stuff here. Make sure everything's still working. Eggs. Not hatching. If they hatch, we would kind of immediately know. So it's got that going for us. So we got all the lasers trained on it in case things go poorly. What are you waiting for? This is going. It's getting taken more quickly than other things. The other boxes over here are more full of the bioflux. But the robots seem to prioritize the closer ones first. It's not a perfect system. It's working though. Let's see what we got in terms of rocket fuel. Oh yeah, we're making progress. Give me some more. Bring that over here. This one's filling up nicely. That'll keep us all powered here. That's pretty good. Some more of that. I need some more low density structures. And a box over here that's making those. Takes plastic, steel, and a good amount of copper. We have a good amount of copper, so make some more low density structures here. At a good ratio? Probably not. Good enough though. Let's flip these. I'll probably just send the first pile of the carbon fiber up. Can we make these there? We can make the stack inserters elsewhere too. But we need the jelly, so we actually can't. It's good to have some supplies around. Yeah. 500 carbon fiber. Let's get that on the rocket here. Remember that cargo up. Looking good. Okay. Come on, processing units. Just want to do anything with that. Right. It's 50 once it gets to here. Just a few more processing units. More than enough. Need a little bit over 50 low density structures. That is enough rocket fuel. Okay. That'll work. Put this other rocket fuel away. Don't really need rocket fuel on us at all times. Computer's still working. Looks like it. Okay. Let's fill up a little bit with advanced circuits. It's definitely not, it's not making advanced circuits quickly by any means, but it goes. There's a wave of agricultural science there. It's not exactly steady amounts of production by any means, but it gets the job done. We'd say that. Would we want to send a Spidertron? Make it here? Probably not. Rocket capacity 1 or 20. We also can't make it here because it needs a fish. So that's one thing we're going to need to get. Fish if we want to do that. So we do have the fish farms, technically. I think those use, or we're going to have the fish farms. Fish breeding? Yeah, we do. That requires nutrients, though. So we need something that gets nutrients to make more fish for the fish breeding business. So let's pick up enough fish to make enough of those. But we want to run around with Spidertrons on the different planets. We need rocket production. That's another thing to consider. Overall, I think it's just mostly just kind of just working here. Could we make it quicker? Could we make it better? Probably. With the amount of time left here, like 3.5k of the like almost 12k we started with, it's honestly just going to be fine. I guess we're more just, remember in the space science, some of these don't use all the different colors, so it might be more like 4.8k plus this line worth, so. And also, the entire line around here also has some more, so. We're not necessarily almost done here, but it's kind of getting there. Kind of. More low density structures over here. Right. Oh, we got more low density structures in here. That's also fine. Alright. Well, that's working. We'll be able to get out of here, no problem. Okay. Yeah, looks good. It's here, everything's good. Overall, let's see, this is working. We added some advanced circuit production to make the other stuff quicker. Could make this a request your chest. Have it bring more stuff to make more low density structures. We got the rocket fuel. I mean, that's fine. In terms of things we need here, not too much else. And then when we are done making things, we just turn everything off. And we'll be good. Man. Not sure what else we want to do while we wait here, I guess. Think about that next time. Goodbye.